mate. This is great. He has a scroll. Oh my
Thank you
goodness.
all for coming today for the Turkey Vulture Festival, the third annual. Before I start to proclamate, I would like to make a financial announcement. Although the stock market is tanking, the Aravaca farmers market is flourishing and robust.
Yay!
Is there someone named Ruth here? Ruth? Oh, ruthless audience. Let us celebrate our right to peaceably assemble and exercise our right to free speech. This is a speech, and it is free. But as we all know, that can change in a heartbeat. For instance, if you all collectively pool your money, you can pay me not to give this speech, rendering it to no speech and costing you money. 77 years ago, it was March 22nd, 1938, a day which does not live in infamy. 1938, a time of great uncertainty, as it is presently. The only thing that was certain was uncertainty itself. In times of uncertainty, there are certain things in our lives, that are indeed certain. And certainly, the return of the turkey vulture offers us a modicum, no, a foundation of certainty in an uncertain time. For if the turkey vulture ceased to return, to use an avian metaphor, our goose is cooked. Citizens of Aravaca, denizens of other places, young and old, friend and foe alike, for all generations and degenerations, all blood types, you all Euclideans and non-Euclideans, all identities and double identities, in-laws, outlaws, and scofflaws, according to the bylaws of the office of the mayor. I would like to extend deep gratitude to Christina and the Vulture Festival Subcommittee and the Dome Committee. I would like to acknowledge what an esteemed honor and privilege, and indeed a pleasure, it must be for all of you here to listen to my speech today. As your humble mayor, perhaps Aravaca's humblest mayor ever, I would venture to say the most humble mayor west of the Rio Grande, and perhaps the world. And perhaps, in layman's terms and vernacular slang, suffice it to say that I'm 10 pounds of humility in a 5-pound sieve. I would like to share a few things weighing heavy on my mind, as I'm sure it is on yours. I have never been prone to waxing nostalgic, nor one who wallows in wistful, maudlin sentimentality. But I will have to say that I do truly miss the Gulf of Mexico. I learned to sail there and found bales of Colombian marijuana floating on its glassy waters. Godspeed to you. Another thing that I'm sure has been on all of our minds, if I had only given $5 to Kamala. And I would like to address a burning question on all of our minds. Is it safe to eat bats again? I do miss going out with the boys for beers and bat wings. But what does mathematics, logic, and philosophy have in common with completeness theorems and predicative truth functions within the axioms of infinity, choice, and reducibility? That which can be neither proved nor disproved.
There's a place.
And what does this have to do with vultures and the Turkey Vulture Festival? Absolutely nothing. That being said, and be that as it may, although I'm not quite sure that it actually is, I will now, with the power invested to the office of the mayor, hereby and by here, forthwith and with forth, and so forth and so on and on and on, issue this proclamation and declaration that I do declare that this day, March 22nd, 2025, shall be the third annual return of the Turkey Vulture Festival in Arivaca, Arizona. Let it be heard from Babo Kivery Peak to the shores of Jap Tank, from the locks of the Panama Canal to the locks of Rikers Island, to the locks in Guantanamo Bay, to the locks on my bagel and cream cheese, to Goldilocks and the Three Bears, from the murky waters of the Bay of Pigs, to the grassy knoll in Dealey Plaza, Dallas, Texas, from the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, to the now demolished Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, California, from our library to our mall, from the giant Longhorn at that end of the road to the old gas pump at the other end of the road. As we welcome the Turkey Vulture back to our fair town, we hope your travels have been pleasant and your international accommodations adequate, with plentiful carrion. For those who are returning, and especially for those coming here for the first time, we will share our roadkill, our compost piles and gut piles. We will continue to abide with the Pan American Migratory Bird Act, offering protection to all migratory birds.
Yay!
We offer the Fish and Game Department as well as the Federal Wildlife Police. Between you and I, the latter have the biggest trucks and strike me as the scariest law enforcement agency. You should be happy to have them on your side.
Yeah! Woo!
But what do we have in common with the Turkey Vulture? Besides two legs, a right and left wing. Roadkill! A show of hands. Who amongst us has harvested roadkill, prepared and eaten it? Deer, turkey, rabbit, and pheasant, for me. To all vultures, it's first come, first served. Some may stand on a soapbox and call you ugly, call you hideous, grotesque, uncouth, bad smelling. Some may call you buzzard, although I'm not sure you can still say that these days. Some may point out your disgusting rancid diet and your abhorrent habit of urinating and defecating on your own legs. I hope you have a satisfying sex life. Your revolting habits notwithstanding. I also hope, personally, that you have a good sense of humor. Please don't go all Alfred Hitchcock on my ass. It's all out of respect, right? Right?
Yeah.
And what is there to admire and appreciate about the vulture? For one, I have never been rudely awakened at dawn by a vulture repeatedly banging its ample beak on the side of my house. The vulture exercises its right to remain silent,
Yes.
which in this era of 24/7 blather and ballyhoo is very refreshing and commendable.
Yeah.
If only more of us would exercise this right. In the words of the Four Seasons, silence is golden, golden. I am reminded of the mating call of the common-shafted, one-eyed hairy woodpecker. Before mating, calls incessantly. After mating, never calls again. The sounds of silence. Turkey vultures, however, mate for life, dancing in a circular mating motion on the ground and often migrating together. As we all know, if you can dance and travel with your mate, lost my track. As we all know, if you can dance and travel with your mate, it bodes well for your relationship. But I don't know how they tell each other apart. They all look the same to me. The turkey vulture ignores all travel restrictions and thumbs its nasty, reeking beak at ICE, Border Patrol, the FAA, and TSA. I personally admire that. The vulture asks nothing of our community, and we in turn ask nothing of the vulture. Until today. Turkey vulture, if in your travels, have you flown over or visited the Panama Canal or Guantanamo Bay? If so, could you please tell us what in the dickens is going on there? The turkey vulture shows up with its own eggs. The male and female turkey vulture have identical markings and are the same size, making them unique amongst all birds. I don't know why exactly I find that intriguing, but I do. Call me vulture curious. The turkey vulture always leaves, and always leaves the place cleaner than when they arrived. Unlike some visitors, who shall remain nameless. Philadelphia might have its precious eagles, St. Louis its handsome cardinals. There's the Hawks and the Falcons of Atlanta, the beautiful Orioles of Baltimore, the Raptors, Ducks, Blue Jays, Seahawks, Hawkeyes, Jayhawks, and the Toledo Mud Hens. In all of professional sports, semi-pro and collegiate, many bird mascot names. But why never the turkey vulture or the vultures? An obvious case of marginalization and disproportionate discrimination. As part of this proclamation, I will be signing a mayoral executive order that in the future of Arivaca, should we ever land a sports franchise, in perpetuity, the team shall be known as the Arivaca Turkey Vultures. I hope in some small way that this breaks and indeed shatters this massively unfair glass ceiling. And to honor and recognize the many attributes of this most beautifully foul. Gravity! It's the law! And in the great debate of who is and who is not above the law, this is a law that we are all above. Except for the birds, or more specifically today, the turkey vulture, who defies yet another law, slipping the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God, and to exercise their sovereign right, as we are exercising ours, to peaceably assemble, or in turkey vulture vernacular, peaceably kettle, wake, committee, or venue. And I do wish I could fly. Needless to say, but I'll say it anyway, mostly because I like the sound of my own voice. As you, the turkey vulture, have always come in peace, so do we offer nor expect any malice. But we welcome you with peace, and will continue to adhere to the Migratory Bird Treaty of 1917 that our grandparents and great-grandparents signed so many years ago. However, once again, needless to say, and I will say it anyway, if you or yours ever begin to attack us and eat our babies, we will fight you in the skies, we will fight you in the fields, we will fight you in the trees, and we will fight you at the dump. I might be getting a bit dramatic here, but you get the point. Sense of humor, right? For those of you who have to pee and do not want to urinate on your leg, the speech is almost finished. To all vultures, welcome back. Keep what you find, and may the findings be plentiful. Though many songs have been written about birds, blackbird, freebird, red robin, little red rooster, the cuckoo, just to name a few, none, once again, about turkey vultures. However, several songs about their rancid diet and love of carrion. In the words of the terribly atrocious 70s and 80s band Kansas, carry on my wayward son. And in the words of the Hollies, hey, carry on. I will now offer the first cheer for the future Arivaca Turkey Vultures professional sports team and sign the proclamation. V-U-L-T-U-R, V-U-L-T-U-R-S, oh shit. V-U-L-T-U-R-E-S, that's the way we spell success. Who's gonna win this game, I guess? Nobody else but U.S. Hottie-hot, hottie-hot, hottie-hot. B-U-L-T-U-R-E-S. That's the way we spell success. Who's gonna eat this game? I guess nobody else but U.S. Adios, vultures.